It was just another typical afternoon in Maplewood, a quiet, peaceful suburban town where the days seemed to blend into one another, unchanged and predictable. But on this particular day, something truly remarkable was about to unfold, something that would leave a lasting imprint on the hearts of many. Little Emily Carter, dressed in her favorite pink dress that fluttered slightly in the breeze, stood just outside her house. Her curious eyes followed Mr. Jackson, the neighborhood garbage man, as he went about his daily routine. He worked diligently as he always did, collecting the trash from each house with the same quiet dedication. Emily's small fingers tugged at her mother's sleeve. Her face lit with innocent excitement. "Mommy, can I invite Mr. Jackson to my birthday party tomorrow?" she asked, her voice bubbling with enthusiasm. Her mother hesitated, glancing toward the man who had been a familiar presence in their neighborhood for years. He was always there, always smiling, always kind. Yet no one ever really took the time to talk to him. To most, he was just another worker, part of the background of their daily lives. But Emily didn't see him that way. She saw something more. With unwavering determination, she repeated her request. Her mother, though uncertain, couldn't bear to dim her daughter's enthusiasm. So, with an encouraging nod, she gave her blessing. Without wasting a second, Emily ran up to Mr. Jackson, her small feet barely touching the ground in her excitement. "Mr. Jackson, will you come to my party tomorrow?" she asked, her hopeful eyes searching his face. The old man paused, momentarily taken aback. His weary eyes, usually dulled by years of hard work, flickered with unexpected surprise. He let out a soft chuckle. "Well, Miss Emily, I don't think I've been invited to a birthday party in a long time," he admitted. Emily clapped her hands together with pure delight. "Then you have to come. Please." He smiled warmly and tipped his cap. "All right, sweetheart. I'll be there." The next day, the backyard was alive with laughter and chatter as children ran around, playing, and parents stood in small groups talking. But amidst the celebration, Emily's eyes kept drifting toward the gate, anticipation written all over her face. "He'll come, right, Mommy?" she asked, her voice tinged with both hope and doubt. Her mother sighed, gently stroking her daughter's hair. "Maybe, sweetheart. But sometimes grown-ups have work to do," she said, not wanting to set her up for disappointment. Just as those words left her lips, the unexpected happened. The backyard suddenly fell quiet. The usual hum of conversation and laughter faded as all eyes turned toward the gate. It creaked open slowly, and there stood Mr. Jackson, but not in his usual work uniform. Instead, he wore a neatly pressed suit, looking almost unrecognizable. The transformation was startling. But what truly sent whispers rippling through the crowd wasn't just his appearance. Behind him, a sleek black car pulled up, and from it, two men stepped out, carrying large gift-wrapped boxes. Gasps of surprise spread among the guests as the beautifully wrapped presents were placed in front of Emily. "Happy birthday, Miss Emily," Mr. Jackson said with a warm smile. Murmurs filled the air. Confusion. Curiosity. "Who is he?" someone whispered. "Why would he show up like this?" another muttered. The atmosphere buzzed with speculation, but the most astonishing revelation was still yet to come. Emily's father, unable to contain his curiosity any longer, finally stepped forward. "Mr. Jackson, I have to ask, what is all this?" The old man chuckled, rubbing the back of his head as he glanced at the stunned faces around him. "Well, I guess there's no hiding it now," he said with a small, knowing smile. Turning to the crowd, he continued, "For years, you've all seen me as nothing more than your garbage man. And I've been happy with that. But what most of you don't know is that before I took this job, I was the CEO of a successful company. I built it from the ground up. But after years of chasing wealth, I realized something was missing. I wanted to do something real, something that made me feel connected to people. So, I stepped away from that life and found joy in something as simple as greeting familiar faces every morning. And Emily, she's the first person in years who saw me as more than just the man who picks up the trash. She saw me as a friend. A heavy silence settled over the backyard. His words weighed on everyone, sinking into their hearts. The realization hit hard. How easily they had overlooked, underestimated, and ignored the man who had been part of their lives for so long. Tears welled up in Emily's mother's eyes. She knelt beside her daughter, voice thick with emotion. "Sweetheart, you taught us all a lesson today." Emily, still glowing with happiness, hugged Mr. Jackson tightly. "I'm just glad you came," she said, her voice muffled against his suit. Something changed in Maplewood that day. From that moment on, the neighbors saw Mr. Jackson in a new light. No longer just a worker in the background. He became a cherished friend. They greeted him with warmth, with kindness, with the respect he had always deserved. And as little Emily twirled around in her backyard, laughter spilling from her lips, she had no idea that her small, innocent invitation had rewritten the story of an entire neighborhood. If this story touched your heart, comment kindness below. And don't forget to subscribe for more heartwarming stories that remind us of the magic hidden in everyday life.